Hello and welcome to our new channel. Today we'll just be doing a very simple introduction to business management or business studies, and it's mainly aimed at IB students, although it can be used by GCSE or A-level students. So we'll have a similar video like this for economics as well, just covering the basics first, and then we'll get on to some more complicated stuff. But this is just an introduction to business management. What is a business? A business is a decision-making organization which uses inputs to produce outputs, such as goods and services. So goods are mainly tangible products, they're physical products, such as phones, food, and books, whereas services are intangible, such as haircuts, public transport, and healthcare. Some key terms you'll commonly hear associated with this topic is entrepreneurship. And an entrepreneur is just an individual who plans, organizes, and manages a business and its operations, taking on the financial risks while doing so, but also keeping the rewards such as profit. Specialization is another common term used in this topic, and it involves when people, employees, and businesses focus on what they're best at in order to become more efficient. A simple example of this is just in a shoe production line, where if one person is better at producing the shoelaces and another person is better at producing the leather, then division of labor will happen and everyone will do their respective tasks to make the actual production line more efficient. Sectors of the economy. There are 4 sectors of the economy where businesses can be classified in depending on the stage of production process they operate in. So there is the primary sector, secondary sector, tertiary, and quaternary. The quaternary sector is just a subsection of the tertiary sector, although it's important to consider as many of the activities going on are different to common tertiary sector businesses. So businesses that operate in the primary sector have their operations in the extraction of raw materials. A very simple example of this is just fishing or mining. Examples of companies in the primary sector are Cargill and ExxonMobil. Cargill is just a food and agriculture company which extracts raw materials. ExxonMobil is just an oil and gas company which extracts non-renewable resources from the ground. So for the secondary sector, businesses in the secondary sector will mainly have operations in manufacturing or construction. Examples of this would be clothing manufacturers or energy production companies. And some real-life companies are Boeing and Toyota, which both operate in the secondary sector. Businesses in the tertiary sector usually operate in the trading of goods and services. An example of this would be retailing or transportation or banking. And common companies in the tertiary sector are McDonald's or Amazon. Businesses in the quaternary sector will operate in knowledge-based activities such as technology and research and development. And companies in the quaternary sector are Pfizer and Facebook. So the last thing we'll be covering is factors of production. And these are just the different inputs needed to produce goods and services. Land is the first input, and it's any natural resources used. This can be what's on the land, what's underneath it, or what's above it as well. An example of where these factors of production used are Apple uses land for production facilities, research and development centers, retail stores, and the company also leases office space for its employees. The second factor of production is labor, which involves the physical and mental efforts of humans, such as the workforce. Some companies will have a very small workforce, whereas others will have a massive workforce. Apple employs a large workforce of engineers, designers, marketers, and other professionals who contribute to manufacturing and marketing the products. And as we covered in the sectors of economy, Apple actually operates in the secondary and tertiary sector, meaning that they manufacture their own products and also market them and sell them. But they also operate in the quaternary sector as they carry out research and development. Apple also uses capital such as machinery, tools, and buildings, and it invests heavily in research and development as well as manufacturing equipment, production facilities, and other capital goods. Capital you can also consider as the money invested. However, usually in questions where asked for the factors of production, just stick to capital as in capital goods. But sometimes it'll ask about financial capital, which Apple uses for investments, acquisitions, or other strategic initiatives. So Apple also uses entrepreneurship. Apple has a specific idea behind the business, and its success is actually driven by its entrepreneurial spirit, which is reflected in its innovation, design, and unique customer experience. And entrepreneurship in general is just the idea behind business ventures. Entrepreneurship is very important as it collects and manages other factors of production to produce goods and services.